Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I bollocksed up again, as I tend to do on these reviews. Ran out of memory on my phone just as I was about to wrap up the review. So I thought, yeah, instead of posting an incomplete review and having to then potentially edit two pieces together, I thought I'd just reshoot it. So I've already talked about beer, I've drank it, I've smelt it. So yeah, just thought I would give that little bit of a warning about this review. But today we are looking at the Brew by Numbers Double Dry Hop Pale Ale number 2, which is number 4202 in their series, which is of course a pale ale in a 500ml can, clocking in at 5.8%. Canned on the 1st of February 2018, best before the 1st of June 2018. Hops are Citra, Summit, Equinox, Laurel and Mosaic, and there's absolutely wonderful artwork from a guy called Johann Schultz, which this lighting does not show that off nicely at all. So hopefully you'll have seen by the thumbnail. And yeah, 500ml can, always appreciated. And it's got one of those stick-on labels, so hopefully I can preserve that and use it for a potential collage in the future. Who knows? But yeah, so not had too many beers from Brew by Numbers. I think the last one I had was a Saison, which I wasn't a fan of, but then that's probably because it's a Saison and it's not my favourite style. But I was going to keep hold of this because I know that by the time you've seen this, probably, my good friends Rob, Jake and Craig will have reviewed this as part of the Good Beer Live series. But I thought, with it being hoppy and somewhat fresh, even though, you know, we're coming towards the mid part of March, well, in a few days we'll be at that point anyway, I thought I'd get it reviewed. Got to come home from work early because they were a bit overstaffed, and they were just like, does anybody want to go home early and still get like holiday pay type thing instead of full wage? I was like, yeah, okay. And yeah, so I thought, why not have a beer? And I've had this in the fridge for a little while, so yeah, really looking forward to trying it. And I think that artwork on this is absolutely gorgeous. I just wish you could see it properly, but I can't be bothered altering the lighting. So as you can see, beer is already in the glass, but I'll top her up as you do. And just look at that. Absolutely wonderful stuff. Let's give that a bit of a swirl. Pour it in. Leave that like that, just to get those last remnants. Because it always, like, it's very sneaky when you pour in the last parts of the beer in, because there have been plenty of times where I'm about to throw the can away and there's a good mouthful of beer wasted. So yeah, they'll probably end up being a bit. But it was a very generous can fill, which again, always appreciative of. So beer in the glass then, and that is hazy as hell. It's opaque. It's not murky because it's got a nice vibrancy to it, as you can kind of see. And that head is absolutely wonderful. It's like one finger's worth of a slightly creamy, brilliant white head with loads of compact bubbles. But you can't see through that at all. It's got that like breakfast juice character to it. So, let's see what we get on the nose. And it's not in your face, but it's punchy and vibrant enough to get your attention. Big lemon curd character. When I first poured it, you didn't really get too much citrus on the nose, but once that's all in there and it's been in the can warming up a slight bit, because this was pretty much straight out of the fridge when I initially reviewed it, but yeah, like sort of like a gentle lemon curd, loads of tropical fruit characters, big hit of like a peachy yogurt almost as well, mango, the usual suspects, like a nice pink grapefruit with a bit of sugar. There's like a nice sweetness but gentle tartness to it. And it's got that sort of like lemon drop sort of sweet aroma as well. A little bit candy-like, but yeah, nice and tropical. Anyway, let's give it a taste because it smells awesome. Cheers. The body's got a sense of boldness to it, but I've had much denser and creamier beers of this style. And the thing that sort of works away from that is the fact that the carbonation is really quite strong without being too aggressive. It just, you know, circulates beer really nicely around the palate. It's so crisp, so drinkable, crushable. You're not getting any harshness in there. There's like a very sort of like real fruit tartness to it in the back end, but yeah, the citrus characters overall come out a lot more when you're actually drinking it as opposed to when you're sniffing it. Loads of grapefruit, a little bit of blood orange. Those tropical fruit flavours are coming in again. That peach is still there. And it's got that sort of like hazy fruit bowl character, but with like a fundamental, and I know I use that word a lot, like West Coast sensibility without it being overtly resiny or oily, if that makes sense. So it's gentle, but it's got a little bit of a kick into it, thanks to that carbonation. But all in all, it's such a satisfying brew and very, very enjoyable. You'd want 2 or 3 of these in one sitting, and you'd demolish them really quickly. I have had much better in this style of beer, but this is by far a bad one. And it's got its own little quirks and personalities that helps it just not be one of these typical double dry hopped hazy IPAs, which I love them, but you sort of get burnt out after a while. So there's like a nice little tweak to it, a little bit of an eccentricity almost. Very pretentious description there. But what I will say, from my understanding of the hops used, which are Citra, Summit, Equinox, Laurel and Mosaic, each hop sort of like shines in its own way. Do you know what I mean? You get that citrusiness from the Citra, obviously, a little bit of tropicalness from that Mosaic. And yeah, it just works well. It's not overpowering anyway. There's a really nice balance. All those flavours come together nicely. And it's fundamentally, said it again, just a satisfying drinking experience. So if you've tried this one, as always, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I will put the links down below to Brew by Numbers and of course Johann Schultz. If they have reviewed it already on Good Beer Live, I'll put that link down below, and I'll also put Jake, Rob and Craig's channels in the description box. Picked this can up from Northern Beer Temple in Wigan. Big shout out to one of the best bottle shops that I've been to, and now that I'm working a lot more, I'll be a regular customer there, because great beers, great range, great price, and you know, it's run by an absolutely awesome individual. So you can't get any better than that. So everything involved in this beer is so satisfying to me. And I can't think of a better way to end the night. So if you tried it, let me know your thoughts, opinions. Check out Brew by Numbers, everyone that I've mentioned in this video, their links will be down below. Check out my Northern Beer Temple review playlist, because I reviewed some crackers from that shop. And I'll also put my Pale Ale playlist down below for some more great examples of the style. And I really need to get onto my Beer by Numbers game, because I think I've only had the Saison, or one of their Saisons, which I wasn't a fan of because it's a Saison, let's be honest. But yeah, they've done a cracking job with this, and it's highly, highly recommended from me. So thank you guys for watching, and any comments and opinions always welcome. I need to catch up on comments, so please bear with me. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I shall hopefully see you all later. Chin chin. Though I'm not talking about me.